Alright, time to go talk to the Airshok about a recent convert, namely the Viscount's son. Apparently he's decided to submit himself to the Qun or something along those lines. Anyway, the Viscount is worried that his son's going in blindly. Basically that he's going to lose his son in the process. And in a sense he would, if you belong to the Qun, it's this whole brainwash thing that they do and what have you. And, you basically take on a role and you lose your own person and you just gain a title. And it's a very different type of deal there. Anyway. I'm sure Seamus himself, as stubborn as he is in his idealism, and the whole thing is that, the Qunari are misunderstood, and I'm sure they are. In fact, they're misunderstood by the Qunari in a lot of cases, right? But, and that they, should receive some benefit of the doubt and some understanding that they're not the monsters they're made out to be and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Well, I think Seamus's eyes might be, opened to some things somewhere on down the line. Might be surprised that maybe they are kind of, in a way, the monsters that they're made out to be. At least anyone who's not Qunari or of the Qun or whatever. Anyway, whatever life lessons he would learn as a result of that, the main thing, Viscount's concerned about is A, losing his son, and B, trying to be realistic about this, is the political ramifications. In that, if the Viscount's office becomes associated with the Qunari, then those that are anti-Qunari, which there's obviously an element of that, we've already dealt with that, and it's more far-reaching than just a few fanatics in the Chantry thinking that the Qunari are the devil just because of their horns type of thing. We're talking about fanatics in the streets who are willing to lay down their lives just based on some wide-eyed principles of some, religious dogma, flared up by, a few Chantry sisters, maybe a rogue Templar here and there, that type of thing. Anyway. And the Templars don't take their service to the Chantry seriously until it's an opportunity to kill some innocent people or flare up a war, right? Anyway, mages aren't any different. Anyway, so this is really just a spaghetti bowl of problems here in Kirkwall. This is just one of many noodles all intertwined with each other and all interconnected, all kind of feeding off everything else to create this big festering mess that's got to come to a head and blow up eventually, right? Anyway, we were ambushed on the way to the compound there. Now, we were ambushed by coterie, thugs, mercenaries, whatever, assassins. The Qunari don't deal like that. They, if they have dirty work to do, they do it themselves. Mainly because they may not be able to hire many people to work with them or work for them. But either way, I think as part of their Qun thing, they have their own responsibility and they have their own sense of honor. And, well, it's all very alien to everyone else. But I don't think they would hire common thugs to ambush us and the sewers. They would go toe-to-toe, and if they died, well, then that was how the Qun meant it to be, or it is what it is, or, whatever. Anyway. So, I think someone else is involved here, trying to prevent us from reaching the compound and speaking to Airshok. I would think that the only one that really has the impression that we have some positive or whatever influence with the Airshok would probably be Sister Patrice. She's got to be behind this in some way, shape, or form, right? She's been the instigator in all of this mess. She's in the background doing this just like the mages are in the background doing that crap in the Circle Tower, making it look like the Templars. Well, she's doing the same thing in the Chantry, making it look like the Qunari. Right. Anyway, I don't remember exactly what element the Qunari are weak to, but I know they're immune to lightning. And I was thinking they might be weak to fire, but they might be resistant to that also. Many enemies have multiple resistances. They'll be completely immune to one thing and almost immune to something else. But then they'll be weak to a particular thing, it's either, it could be fire, ice, nature, or spirit damage. They have lots of different damages to deal with here. And just one other facet on this gem that is their combat system is all the different elements and all the different factors to consider when going into combat and the different areas and being prepared and things to keep track of. And it's just beautiful. Loving this, guys. This is definitely my favorite in the series as far as the combat goes. All right, so let's see. I guess we can go with fire, and then if that's no good, then I guess we'll go with whatever. But anyway, we're gonna have to fight some Qunari, so we'll get a little test run. We'll see what element. Rather than go Google it, I'm just gonna go experiment a little bit. I think the base damage that my little rogue here is putting out now compensates for any resistances that an enemy might have. Unless we just go into a full-fledged boss battle, which may be coming up here shortly. But, as long as it's not something like that, I think a little test run here is called for. All right, I'm kind of walking around here trying to see if there's any more little side things that might pop up. random side quests, you'll see little flags on the mini-map that'll say, hey, come over here and talk to this person. So make sure there's no more of that kind of thing. Because we're pretty much heading into the end of this chapter. This pretty much kind of sets it off. The series of events that lead up to the end of chapter 2.
Sarah Hawk.
I'm here about the Viscount's son.
Are you? In 4 years, I have made no threat, and fanatics have lined up to hate us simply because we exist. But despite lies and fear, Bars still beg me to let them come to the Qun. They hunger for purpose. The son has made a choice. You will not deny him that.
Converting the Viscount's son. His opposition will have a field day.
And?
The enemy of your enemy should be your friend?
I don't fear the whole of them together. And it is not my role to reject the free choice of Vidithari. The son responded to his own demand of the Qun. He is neither my slave nor my prisoner. He is not even here. He went to his father. Ask the Viscount why he would send you and the letter both.
Uh-oh.
That seems strange.
They are meeting at the Chantry. A last pointless appeal, I assume.
The Viscount would involve the Chantry?
No, but we know who would. Mother Patrice.
A suspect in many things. If she has threatened someone under my command again, there is only one response.
I've had about enough of Patrice. Several times over.
A threat against Vidithari can have only one answer. I will suffer only one outcome. I will be watching, Hawk. The demand of the Qun is clear.
Yeah, really, Eric Stark doesn't really have to think about it. If his principles state something as such, then it's considered already judged. Which there's some solid justice in that. I mean, not that I may agree with the judgments themselves or whatever, you know, however the Qun deals with each individual thing. But the bottom line is, once the Qun has stated that something is such, that's it. It's defined. There is no doubt. There is no wavering, and it's very solid, very straightforward, very cut and dry. So I will give it that. But doesn't leave much room for mercy in some circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so, yeah, a letter should not have been sent along with us. It certainly didn't come from the Viscount. Once again, a false letter written by...
Sarah,
oh, no.
Look at what you have done. To pounce upon the Viscount's son, a repentant convert in the Chantry itself. A crime with no excuse. Your Qunari masters will finally answer.
Are you mad? Your plans have fallen to outright murder?
The faithful know this has been building for a long time. Where Vonel incited, I reminded, in sermon and prayer. When people learn of this attack, they will rise. Not zealots or the unknowing, but the true majority.
Great plan. Until people start dying in a war with the Qunari.
To die untested would be the real crime. People need the opportunity to defend faith, starting with you. Earn your reward in this life and next. These heretics must die.
Yeah, earn heaven by killing all the heretics. In other words, anyone that doesn't agree with my fanatical insanity. Ah, religious people. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you guys how much I hate religion. Oh, I'm totally down with faith. I totally believe in, you know, you can call it, you can say higher power, you can say God, you can say whatever, you know, and as long as your religious dogma doesn't tell you to kill me, then it's all cool. If it tells you to kill me, then it's not religion. It's you're just, you know, a murdering piece of crap that's using religion as an excuse to do something really bad to somebody. Okay, I have nothing for that. And I don't care what God you do that in the name of. It's totally irrelevant to me. You're just an asshole. We don't like that. Well, too bad. What are you gonna do? Kill me for it? Well, you're gonna do that anyway, you know, type of thing. So I don't care about all that, you know. When religion starts doing that nonsense, it's way over the top. But faith, yeah, but that's religion for you. Faith in someone who would work towards everyone's good and, you know, and stuff like that. Whatever higher power that may be, I'm totally down with that. But religion? No. Religion results in this.
Traitors attacking the very core of the Chantry. They defile with every step.
There is death in every corner, young mother. It is as you predicted. All too well.
She's on to you, Patrice. Quick, lie harder.
Don't you spout your Kunari filth. This is a hand of the Divine.
I have ears, Mother Patrice. The Maker would have me use them.
Viscount Dumas' son is dead. Killed here in your name.
I'm sure my name won't like that. Patrice?
Seamus Dumas was a Kunari convert. He came here to repent and was murdered.
Love or hate the Kunari, a blind nut could see she took this too far.
No price is too much when we speak of eternity.
Eternity is long enough that we need not rush to meet it.
They deny the Maker.
And you diminish him, even as you claim his side. Andraste did not volunteer for the flame. Sirrah Hawke, you stand with the captain of the guard? The young mother has erred in her judgment. A court will decide her fate. The Chantry respects the law, and so must she.
Grand Cleric? Grand Cleric?
I hope that hurts. Because, see, whatever you thought the Kunari would do to people by existing, you've been doing to people all this time in the name of quote-unquote fighting the Kunari. It's religious people doing the devil's work, saying they're fighting the devil, and and then they never stop to look in the mirror. It's insane.
We protect those of the Qun. We do not abandon our own.
Please, send for Viscount Dumas.
Yeah, but the mother's useless as wet toilet paper, too. Whatever wisdom she thinks she has in her heart, it's just spurred her to inaction. She never does anything. This is the time to stoke the fires and clean out the Chantry. And, no. We get nothing from her. She's totally useless, literally.
The Chantry by those who held a sacred trust. What hope for this city when we fail our own so completely?
The Arishok is still here, Excellency. You must be ready to stand up to him.
I cannot. I have already failed where it mattered most. Please. Hawke. Leave me.
Well, this is definitely the beginning and the end, because a grieving father is going to be in no shape to make the hard choices. Sorry. And however much emotional leeway he needs right now, he's not going to get it.
This won't exactly ease tensions. The Viscount's son and Kunari. Good. Carry on.
Yeah, the world's problems don't stop to give you a vacation. They really don't. Yeah. Anyway, I feel for him, but that doesn't stop what's going on. You know what I mean? It's irrelevant. My feelings for this, like, oh well, poor guy. Well, yeah, and that's all very true and everything, but it's not going to undo this thing, which is already crossed the line. It's already gone too far. I don't think getting rid of Patrice there ended it. I think that started it. I think that's kind of the point here. And everyone needs to be ready. We did give him the best advice.
Important. Don't interrupt with your selfish prattle. Get off your high horse. I have problems too.
What drink should I order, and who's the father?
Oh, you little...
Are there any good seats left?
Hawk. The Arashok is sheltering 2 fugitives who have converted to the Qun. He must be convinced to release them. He's already feared because of Patrice. If people start to think he can ignore the law, I need your help so this doesn't get out of hand.
I'm going to die. There. Got your attention? Real problem.
I heard Arashok can die. What's this about?
Remember the relic? The one Castillon is going to kill me over? A man called Wall-Eyed Sam has it. If you help me get it, Castillon won't kill me. Please.
I'm trying to keep the entire city from rioting against the Canary.
Well, maybe it's connected.
What?
I'm just saying maybe it will help. It's important to someone, right?
Now you start being responsible? Shit.
Isn't it odd that someone would run to the Canary?
They're elves accused of murder. Maybe they feel they've nothing to lose by fleeing the alienage.
And if their conversion is genuine?
I don't know. But how many more will try if I allow this? Justice must be respected.
You're expecting trouble?
After what happened to the Viscount's son, yes. I'm hoping the Canary aren't looking for a fight. I'm hoping they'll be reasonable. But we'll see.
This seems like an issue for you and your guards. Quite a few of them.
Sending a full patrol would just increase tension. But you're right. I am the captain. It's my responsibility. But I suspect the Viscount was hoping I would bring this to you.
Then he should have come himself.
Perhaps. But it's understandable that he's not at his best. I'd like to help him if I can.
Why has this come up so suddenly, Isabela?
Sam's been talking to black market dealers all over Lowtown. It didn't take me long to get wind of it. What frustrates me is that he's held onto the relic so long.
Who is involved in this exchange?
Tevinter mages. I doubt they'll look kindly on us interrupting. Bring a sword. Or 12.
Tell me about Sam.
Sam used to run with Martin. Remember him? Martin says Sam's a bit of a magpie, picking up things that don't belong to him. Not a trustworthy sort. When Martin gave up raiding, Sam became a drifter.
You're sure this is the relic you're after?
I've had my ear to the ground for a while. There was a description of the book. It's the right one.
Book? I thought you didn't know what the relic was.
Uh-oh.
Well, I know it's a book, but that's all I know. It's written in a foreign tongue. Honestly, what does it matter? It'll save me from Castillon, so I need it.
The relic issue has to be resolved before we take on the Canary.
You trust her this much?
Probably not. I wouldn't.
They won't wait at the compound forever, Hawk. I really do hope this helps, because if it doesn't...
You think I like having this thing on my mind? Come on. The exchange is happening tonight in a Lowtown foundry.
Okay, her being self-effacing and mock humble. Yeah.
The champion was asked to go to the Canary.
I suppose you think she planned the entire thing.
Considering what it led to.
Come on, Seeker. I'm not going to sell Hawk short, but nobody could have foreseen the way that would go down. Or do you still think I'm lying to protect my friend?
There are elements of your story that make sense. And you couldn't have known about them otherwise.
Well, that's a relief.
But that doesn't mean you're telling me everything.
I want this story to be told. You're not the first to get it all wrong. I think I owe Hawk that much.
Yeah, Isabella's whole self-effacing thing, like, yeah, you know, I know I'm not trustworthy and this and that, but help me out. Okay, she actually directly and indirectly caused a large percentage of the hostilities here. Now, I'm not justifying the Qunari presence, because their whole thing is if they weren't here now, they'll be here eventually thing. They've made it pretty clear that at some point everyone must submit to the Qun. And well, we have some religions and politics in the world today that are along the same line. At some point, everybody will die. You know, sit safely in your homes right now until we come for you, and then you will submit or die. Type thing. And I mean, they're all about that, and there's nothing outside of that. It's almost a fanatical religion in and of itself in terms of their immovability. You know, from their goal and their purpose. They have purpose, but that purpose may not align with, you know, free-speaking, free-thinking peoples. All right, I think I was supposed to bring Isabela with me because I'm not seeing my flag pop up, my quest marker. Yeah, in fact, think of it, that's exactly what the problem is. I don't have Isabela with me, so probably need to duck into the hangman here and throw her in the party. Oops. But I can look around and see. Maybe I get a random ambush of some thugs. Grab a few extra XP real quick. No? Nobody? Okay, well. Let me go get Isabela. But the reason the Qunari landed here specifically when they did and they haven't left is because of this thing. And basically Isabela has been keeping that to herself to save her own skin all this time. So a lot of people have died as a result of this. Now, you know, she didn't tell the Qunari to go kill those people, but the things that have happened in the way that fanatics like Sister Patrice, Mother Patrice, whatever, people such as herself, all the people we've had to kill as a result, it's because of the Qunari presence. Now, those fanatics would have found something else to be fanatical about and, you know, an excuse to kill people in the name of God or whatever, right? So I have no doubt about that either. So, you know, Isabela isn't responsible for their frame of mind and their psychological perversion, but she's responsible for the event that led to a lot of that in terms of, you know, the Qunari landing here in the first place. You know, I believe we talked to the bartender when we were first here, and it talked about two ships going at it, and that it was the Qunari dreadnought and Isabela's ship is what it boils down to. And they crashed here, and Isabela's been without a crew, and the Qunari have been without their ship, and they can't go home till they have what they came for, and they were chasing her this whole time because she had this stupid book that they hold higher value than, I don't know, than their own children or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so that's been pretty much the gist of it. And so she is in part she's a big part of the backbone of this story. She really is. She really is. This is kind of the other side. This is more the political side. The spiritual and the moral side would fall with, you know, the Templars and stuff like that. Yeah, it's not so much a moral issue with the Qunari, because like even the Arishok, whatever his flaws might be, you know, with himself as far as the Qun goes, he's following the Qun. They're doing their thing. We may not like it. We don't appreciate you coming to take our stuff, you know. Like I say, once again, they may not be here at this specific moment for this, but at some point the Qunari will show up to convert everybody. So, yeah, anyway. Okay, so here's a test run. We'll see if our elements are right. You see a big shield pop up. Yeah, there's a shield. Okay, so they're resistant to fire too, I guess? I'm still doing some good base damage. That's no problem with that. Apparently they're weak to spirit damage too. Notice the bigger, sexier colored numbers popping up. That's from my main hand weapon, I think. Anyway, I'm still running around with those DLC axes and stuff. I put away Hawk's key. It was a little overpowered.
If asks why we killed his men, we'll say it was an accident.
Yes, about that. The relic belongs to the Qunari, and there's a small chance they want it back.
Wow.
Do the
And there it
Qunari
is.
look like the sharing type to you? Of course they want it back.
I've always known what the relic is. I just didn't want to worry you.
The relic is a Qunari text handwritten by that philosopher of theirs. Kosloun, whatever his name is. I stole it from them. They followed me here to reclaim it, and it's why they're still in Kirkwall.
And they can't leave without it. All of this could have been avoided.
How did you steal the relic from the Kunari?
The Arishok never had it. The Orlesians did. They had plans to return it to the Kunari. I simply had to waylay the Orlesian convoy before it met up with the Arishok and his men. Getting the relic was easy. Getting away from the Kunari was the hard part.
Maybe giving it back would solve Aveline's problem.
It couldn't hurt.
Says you. I know it will save my skin.
Ah, why can't this be as easy as you?
Why would anyone besides the Kunari want this relic?
The Tevinter Imperium have been at war with the Kunari for centuries. If the Tevinters get the relic, it will strike a blow to Kunari morale. That's probably what the mages want.
Sounds like the Kunari take their reading very seriously.
Is there anything the Kunari don't take seriously? Look, the book's right in this building, and I'm not letting it slip away again.
There's more at stake, but... Well, the Arishok waited this long. Oh, I don't know.
It's the only thing that'll get Castillon off my back. Please, tell me you'll give the relic to me.
It's yours. Your life depends on it.
Really? I wasn't expecting that. It's nice to have someone on my side for once.
Don't make us regret it.
Come on, we've no time to waste.
The relic.
I have it.
The Tome of Kosloun will not fall into Tevinter hands.
Blood and spite.
A toss, Kunari!
He's getting away!
Isabela!
Yeah, she is a bit of a snake. Now, you know, I can't unkill the people that have died unnecessarily all because of this mess. And, you know, if it wouldn't have been because of this, they'd have died for something else, you know. I'm pretty sure of that. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, what do you say? Would you let 100 people die around you to save your own skin, knowing that by sacrificing yourself you could have saved them? And then how do you live with yourself forever after that? Do you harden your heart to the point that you can't ever look in the mirror and you're going to make the rest of the world pay for that? For the rest of your days? Or, I don't know. You know, that's pretty hardcore there. I guess no greater act of compassion towards the world. You know, you can be a social justice warrior if you want to, but if you're not willing to lay your life down for others, yeah, you haven't done shit. That's the one act that defines you. And, you know, of course, you know, if you're selfish and self-centered, then you're not going to do anything like that. You're going to save your own skin if you watch 1 million people die around you. We've seen it in movies. The bad guy lets, you know, all the people die around him so he can kind of snake out of the way, even women and children. The guy who kicks a woman out of the lifeboat, you know, trying to flee the sinking Titanic type of thing. That whole mentality. Like, you know, how do you look at that man for the rest of his days? How would he live with himself? He'd have to either harden his heart or kill himself at some point, because it'd be really hard to live with that, knowing that you could have, but you didn't. That'd be, yes, Isabela's got a lot of inner demons to work through. Just putting that in perspective, you know. Anyway, I remember these mages right there being just a little tougher. It's nice to be able to knock them out quick. I think it's a little harder when I play a warrior because I can't do quite the spike damage I'm doing as a rogue. I can do some AoE damage. I can take out mobs a little faster. Not such a single target type of killer, but when it comes to those single targets like that, getting those mages off balance to where they can't start their whole blood magic thing.
I don't like the looks of
That's
this.
the hard part. Notice the rogue's really good about taking down a single target quickly. And those you know, lieutenant and boss mages, those are definitely the ones you want to take out of the picture first, because they'll wipe your whole party. They'll do a large AoE blood draw spirit thing, kind of like a what is Meryl's version of that called? She does something like that. Anyway, it essentially takes your health and sometimes even gives it back to the mage, you know. So you'd be in the middle of kicking its ass, it'll be almost dead, and next thing you know, it friggin' KOs 2 of your party members, and they get half their health back, and it's like, oh crap. I guess the higher level you go, the stronger the mage, and the more, you know, the quicker they can do their health drain thing, and it's nasty. I think that was an upgrade for Isabela's armor right there. I think. I don't know, didn't really stop to look, but we'll find those things in those little out-of-the-way crates and boxes and stuff on these little side quests and stuff. That's where you find a lot of those items. Not just crafting materials, but armor upgrades. And those are really important for your followers, because you can't get them otherwise. You know, if you want their defenses to be up and maybe extra rune slots. I noticed Anders, last time I looked, he still didn't have a rune slot, and I'm thinking I missed something. Maybe during the whole Descent thing, although I think we got him an armor upgrade during Descent, but I didn't give him a rune slot. Really would have come in handy.
She's gone.
Especially messing around with those demons and stuff.
Bitch-born whore. Well, now we get to deal with the Arashok and the fugitives ourselves. That's good.
That's enough. Let's go to the compound.
At some point there has to be a breaking point in Isabela's conscience, to where she has to stop doing it for herself and other people suffering as a result. The ripple effect of one greedy action, one thing that's outside of the law, anything that's against others, selfish stuff like that, you know, other people paying for your mistakes and your bad deeds. The ripple effect can be incredible sometimes. You're talking an entire area, maybe even countries, going to war behind one simple act. You know, seemingly not that big of a deal to anyone who's not all invested in it, but the Qunari are obviously invested in it, and it is a matter of war to them. I wonder why my dog's staring at the door like that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and switch it up. I know they're immune to lightning. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. And they're apparently either immune or highly resistant to fire also. So we'll go with ice, you know. I don't really trust nature and spirit damages, because just, you know, later on, it's, you know, putting in a rune for just one enemy, even if I found out they were a little, say, weaker to spirit than ice or whatever type of thing, later on, when I've got that rune in those weapons, there's so many enemies that are just completely immune to it, like shades, I think revenants, I mean, there's a lot of demon type enemies, and probably even some mages and stuff that are immune. Now, some might be weak to spirit, you know, on the same note, but most are like just completely immune to it, or so highly resistant it's almost irrelevant. Yeah, it's a shame is that my main hand weapon here has base spirit damage. That's why I kind of set it aside for a while there. I'll be going for the daggers in Act 3. There's nobody that's really highly resistant to spirit right now, so I'll go ahead and run with these, but then as soon as I can get my Dalish daggers in Act 3, I'll go ahead and switch out, because I just miss the way those look. If you want to subscribe, click that button up top. For the rest of this Let's Play up to this point, click that image there in the middle. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.